Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some more EVE Online, and you are catching me at the back trip from Amar actually, where I bought some extra synthetic synapses for some implant production. And while we get there, well, just to show you guys what I've got ready here in the manufacturing plant in Vital, we have 5 blueprints for mid-grade mimesis implants, so the new implants for the Triglavian ships and especially the weapon system, of course. This has cost me almost all of my LP. 15,900 is what I got together. I'm now down to 25, so pretty expensive. CCP did come out with like the second tier, the mid-grades of these implants, and that's my goal now. I basically want to make my own full set of mid-grades, put them on a clone, and then train, which is actually what I'm doing now. Gonna train for the precursor ships and weapon system, get everything to maximum, and see what kind of performance we can get from that. It's gonna be a bit of a grind, a little bit of work, but it's a goal that I'm gonna work on. And I think it's gonna be pretty damn cool. While running these conduits, from time to time I came across other people running them as well, and this is a pretty nice aspect of these sites. People basically want you to stick around, and running the sites with 2 and especially 3 good battleships is going to speed up your time quite a little bit. In fact, I came across someone that was using a Varger to solo the conduits. I came in with my Rattlesnake. I tagged along. I allowed him to just keep salvaging while we ran the site, and I think we got most of them done in under like 4 minutes. Very smooth, very fast experience. We could just chain these conduits quite nicely, and so maybe if CCP at some point comes out with a better fleet tool, then I might try to like build up like a star team. I think 3 battleships, including like a Vindicator with the double whip, and maybe the Varger, like something with lots of alpha but very high rate of fire. I think it was using auto cannons on that Varger, and then a 3rd battleship to, I don't know, round everything out. Maybe like a drone ship, perhaps the Rattlesnake. I don't really think so. Maybe something with missiles, just to get that steady damage on some of the tougher targets. Combine that with everyone having salvage drones on the field the whole time. I think you could get like an amazing time in which to run these conduits, but you could also combine that with grabbing all the loot that's available on the field. So basically, I think there is the possibility of the most optimal setup being a well-built and organized 3-man team for these conduits. Perhaps something that we'll look into later. You guys know that I'm mostly solo, and so I'm happy to have this goal. And for now, well, we've got 5 out of the 6 implants done. This was already almost 16,000 LP that you're seeing spent here, and the last one for implant slot 6, if I'm not mistaken, is another 7,500 LP. So I still have a little bit of work to do. But another reason why I wanted to make this video and show this is, of course, because I want to look at the margins on this type of stuff. So the lattice locked, the hexagon and trinary states, you'll easily get them from the conduits themselves. More fights, you can see 1.1 million for these 5 implants, not that costly, but the good God, cryoprotectant solutions and the synthetic synapses have gone up in price substantially. This is 60, almost 70 million in synapses, and another 80 million in solutions. So yeah, these are expensive, and sometimes during EVE Talk you might get the idea that everything is being depressed in the economy in EVE Online. Keep in mind, new stuff does tend to be something of high value, very priced, very focused, and that's why all of these, if I press show info on them, require these synaptic synapses and the cryoprotectant solutions, and their prices have gone up substantially. Unfortunately, here we have a pretty bad chart that is still showing around 85,000 disc as the current value, but that's just because it's not being sold in these regions. But if you compare that, 85,000 here, 100,000 on the average value, and I know that I bought 400 of these. Let's quickly do this one just to get everything that I needed for 53 million, I think. So it's actually up at least another 10% from here. So these prices have gone up substantially. These would have made a good investment if, for instance, you knew that this was coming and you were amongst the first to find out on CC that it was more of this stuff that was gonna be needed. Let's see here. What else do I want to show? Oh yes, of course. I'm using this Wreathe, which has 6,000 cubic meters. You'd think for 5 implants that would be plenty, but no, if I want to transport all of this, yeah, I don't have enough cargo for the PI stuff. So you can clearly tell this is a full one and I don't have enough. It's because of the PI, of course, for 4 or 5 implants. So it is pretty bulky. It's not like, unfortunately, fortunately, the end product is super small, but getting everything together does take some cubic meters as well to do. And so let's get started here. Let's get, so this is the alpha blueprint. Let's just double click on that and then let's see what kind of numbers we see here. Inputs is 29 million ISK estimated. It's actually a little bit more because these two will have been more expensive. And this is already valued at 61 million ISK. That's not bad. I don't really know the prices actually in the trade hubs, but this would pretty much double my money already. That looks like a plan. Cost not a lot. Duration, that's 1 hour and 26 minutes. That really doesn't last that long. Let's do owned by me here. Mid-grade, yeah, just takes 1 hour and 26 minutes. So awesome. Next up, let's do the beta one and take a look at that. Input goes up to 31 million. Estimated price value goes up to 76 million ISK. And what this is basically showing is, in my opinion, in a large part, the value of the loyalty points. Because of course, not that many people can provide these mid-grade mimesis beta implants. It's not the time cost, that's only 1.5 hours, and then the product cost is in here, 30 million ISK. So that is pretty damn good. And this alpha one, I think, did not cost that much in LP. So we should be going up in value the higher we go here. So next up we've got, is it Delta the next one, or... Yeah, Delta. Okay, let's take a look at that. Input price up again a little bit. 34 million almost in input price. It's basically the numbers that go up slightly. And then this one goes up to 112 million ISK already. That is almost quadruple the price. And so here, yeah, you can see it's also a lot more LP to invest in order to buy this, this implant. So let's press start. Next up, mid-grade, what's it called, this one? This one is the Epsilon version, 35 million for the input cost and 109 million. So that's very close to the other one. And yeah, this is the LP cost, because if I'm not mistaken, this one was pretty close to that one as well. Let's press start on that. And then we've got the final one that I bought, which is the Gamma blueprint. Input cost 32 million, a little bit less than the previous one, and only 96 million. So this ought to be a little bit less expensive as well in loyalty points. But the margins on that, right, 30 million input pretty much. And then on some of the best ones, you get around 100 and 100 plus million ISK in value. And that's where my live recording actually went off the rails a little bit. I was trying to make a calculation on the LP value, but I completely forgot about the actual cost of buying these blueprints. It's not just the LP, of course. You also have to put down some of the loot drops from the conduits, and then you also have to pay ISK in order to grab the blueprints. Up to 11 million, in fact, for the most expensive one that I got out of these 5. And then the last one is even more expensive at not just 7,500 LP, but then also quite a bit of ISK. So overall, it's not just the LP that is valued when it comes to the input of the products and then the output of the implant itself. There is, of course, an inherent cost that needs to be calculated there as well. So the margin is not like 200% or 60-70 million on a single one of these purchases. It's actually quite a lot less. It's still probably going to be the best LP in the game right now, although longer term I think that is going to change because of how easily these conduits are run at the moment, especially with a nicely pimped out battleship, and how accessible all of that content is. This is just LP that is going to start rolling in, so once people are established, once the industry finds its way and supply demand starts to be more balanced, I do think that this could become one of the least valuable LPs in the game. It is unique in the sense that you've got skins there as well, but I don't think it's gonna hold up as well as for instance the Faction Warfare LP, which does change of course depending on how Faction Warfare goes, but potentially I think will turn out to be of much more value than the DED loyalty points at the moment. And yeah, that's what I wanted to add there, taking a look at my production plans when it comes to these implants. I'm actually looking forward now to getting the final one, building up my clone, getting into those Triglavian ships and seeing what kind of damage output the full set will actually yield. So looking forward to all of that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.